All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CAGcast episode number 805. I'm your host, GBD, here in Long Island, New York. And as always, we're joined by a man who doesn't need to set an alarmo to be on time-o, Wombat.
Were you thinking about that one all day? Oh.
No. Oh. In the last 10 minutes, so.
Nice. I'm impressed.
Yes, welcome to the show. We'll be talking about alarmo later, I guess.
For the full 2 hours.
Just 2 hours of alarmo talk.
Hey,
it'll be as long as the video.
Did you get one yet, GB?
I don't have a Nintendo's online service.
You didn't have to. You could just go straight down to the Nintendo store in New York City. And
Because you're in the city more often than I am, so I figured you would have bought one.
No.
Okay.
I mean, I did watch the 4-minute video of Alarmo.
We're gonna get to that.
All right.
We don't want to over talk it now.
It's 10 years in the making, Alarmo. So I feel like it's a
we
big
got to
deal.
stretch out the Alarmo news throughout the show.
A sprinkling.
Yeah.
To keep you awake. See what I did there?
Mm-hmm.
What's been going on, fellas?
I went to a concert for the first time in I think what might have been 5 or 6 years, a live music show. I saw Toad the Wet Sprocket and the Bare Naked Ladies live in concert.
Where was that?
That was at the Tillis Center.
Nice.
Part of CW Post, if you're familiar.
I am familiar.
It's actually a really nice big music hall with really nice, good acoustics. It was a really nice show. Toad played all the stuff that you think Toad the Wet Sprocket would play, all the hits. A lot from Dulcinea. I was very happy with that because that's one of my favorite albums, as discussed in the past on this show. And they sound amazing. Like you wouldn't know that they have been singing these same songs for 30 years. Like they sounded good and in their prime. And it was, the Bare Naked Ladies were also very good. They definitely are starting to sound their age, though, a little bit more than Toad the Wet Sprocket did. For those who don't know, I've seen Toad the Wet Bare Naked Ladies in concert. This is, I think, the 4th or 5th time I've seen them live. That's my wife's favorite band, so we've seen them a lot. But
wait, your wife's not Canadian. How did she come to Bare Naked Ladies being her? Like that's the number one band. Like
that is her number one band.
Number one.
I think there was a thing in the early 90s when Gordon came out where it hit with girls of a certain age, that specific album. Because I actually knew girls in college who also their favorite band was the Bare Naked Ladies from that album, people the same age as my wife. So I think you have to be in it's a very specific, like trying to grow yeast properly to make sourdough bread. Everything has to be in those perfect conditions. I think if you were a certain age in a certain place and someone gave you that CD, then they're your favorite band. Because I know at least four females of that age range whose favorite band is the Bare Naked Ladies. So.
I won their Christmas album from a radio station one time.
Nice. I heard it's very good. They talked about it during the concert.
Oh, they didn't play any hits?
They talked about how good it was?
Christmas album?
No,
Christmas album?
They talked about, Ed, the lead singer, went to buy a new shirt at some boutique in the city that day. And the woman, the girl who was helping him, so some girl in her 20s, said, "How do I know you?" And he said, I'm a singer in a band. And she's like, "Well, what band?" And she goes, "The Bare Naked Ladies." And she goes, "Oh my God, my dad plays your Christmas album every year. That's how I know who you are." So he talked about the Christmas album and he gave her free tickets and she was at the show.
Nice.
I've seen them live and I play their Christmas album every year. So
next time, if you ever see him, he'll give you free tickets. You just got to bring it up. But they're good. They're nice. They did play Hot to Go.
Their number one hit song.
They played Chapel Roan.
Or Chapel Roan, I mean.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And yes, and they played all their hits.
Do people stand up for that or what?
For what?
The show.
Yes, for the Bare Naked Ladies.
For Toad the Wet Sprocket, you stand up?
It's funny. For Toad the Wet Sprocket, for most of it, it's sitting down.
Yeah.
And then when they get to Fall Down, like towards the end, he actually says, and this is the part where everyone should stand up, which I thought was pretty funny.
And he
And
asked people
everyone
to
stands up, and then everyone stands up, and they play like their fast songs.
Stand up, please.
And
Stand
now
up,
clap.
please.
And now clap when we finish.
For our 3 fast songs, and now we're gonna go away. And yeah, so
Okay.
And then they all came out together and played "You Shook Me All Night Long" AC/DC together as one big band. And that was kind of fun too. So
Nice.
It was all in all a very enjoyable concert.
A lovely night on Long Island.
Exactly. I got to go see a concert 20 minutes from my house, and I didn't have to worry about where I was going to park, and there was no crowd getting out of the parking lot to come home.
Right.
That is literally my criteria for a good time out.
That's why it's good to go to Madison Square Garden.
Yes, because that's just train in, train out.
Yeah. It's pretty sweet.
I went to Dayton.
Why?
That was my trip over the weekend. Because Emmeline got for her birthday tickets to Hamilton.
Oh.
It's in Dayton right now.
In Dayton? Hamilton in Dayton?
What? I mean...
It's the same show that they do here.
It's the same show that they do.
I know. It's
New York
a touring
City
show. It's not, well, it's the same show, but it's not the same
Did she like
show.
it? Did she like it?
It's the same show. There's not going to be a difference.
All the people are white in it, though. That's the difference.
She loved it.
They're all white men, and even at the end, it's Hamilton's wife is a man.
More realistic. No, she loved it. She said it was like her favorite birthday gift ever. I didn't go to it. Like, it was just Mrs. Shipwreck and her went to it.
Perfect.
So you gave away your shot?
I did. But I have since seen it on Disney Plus like every day since. So I've got all the songs playing in my head.
Nice.
But, Dash and I went to the Magic Castle, which is the local Dayton I don't know, family fun center.
Sure.
Right? Like mini golf and pinball.
We did the mini golf. Yeah, we did the mini golfing.
Go-karts?
No, batting cages.
Okay.
And then spending the $50 to win minimal prizes.
$10 worth of prizes. Nice.
Less than that.
$2 worth of prizes.
Correct.
Nice.
But
that sounds fun.
It was fun. Yeah, there was a cool like retro toy store in there's like this whole strip
in
called
Dayton. That's just the toy store.
In Dayton, yeah.
That's the new stuff.
There's the Oregon district is the interesting place in Dayton that has like, here's the vinyl store next to the retro toy store.
They just got a Radio Shack, I heard.
Uh-huh.
There's an old man cutting hair, sitting on a porch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hair down to his goddamn shoulders.
Yeah.
So what'd you get from the toy store?
So they were supposed to be open until 9, and we got there like at 4:40. I don't know, 4:40. Let's say like, and then like as we're shopping, he's like, we decided to close up at 5 today.
Right.
So it was a hurry rush. So I grabbed a Sharkicon from the $5 Transformers bin.
Okay.
That was pretty solid. He's back there somewhere. Dash got a new in package. What's his name? The Firefly guy from Fortnite.
Okay, sure.
What? Say his name, Wombat.
Firefly? Oh,
the guy looks like Firefly.
Raptor?
No,
the other one.
The other
one.
Okay,
yeah, I have that skin too, and I still can't think of his name.
Say
it.
Doesn't matter.
Havoc. His name's Havoc.
His name is Havoc. I couldn't think.
They had that new in package for $10, so we got him because he plays as that character sometimes.
Yeah,
but it was great though. Like they had like, it wasn't that big of a store, but they had like so much stuff, but you could still like see everything out, and like they had like my Lego set, which was this castle. Like growing up. Like my big Lego set that like it unfolded and had the drawbridge and everything. I'm like, man, I haven't seen that thing in like forever. And it was just like sitting there all put together, and they wanted $200 for it. And I went, I liked seeing that.
Took a selfie with it and then left. Remember this?
I explained to Dash like all of the like how everything worked on it, and like how you could fold it out, and
Right.
Take a
and
picture,
do all
text
that,
it to your
but-
sister, be like, remember this? And then move on
Right.
with your life.
right.
So that was
So-
your Lego set, you're saying? Like your
Not,
one that you
It
remember?
could have been mine, but it
I'm-
was like
No,
my
I know, I
main
understand.
Lego
No, I
set,
understand
right?
that it wasn't.
Yeah.
I also
Literally
like that
yours.
set a lot. I know exactly what you're talking about. I also had the Robin Hood treehouse
Mhm.
set that went.
I didn't
with
have that one,
all.
but I know which one you're talking about.
that was
Like,
one of my favorites.
yeah, that was my
Smaller
big set. Like
Sure.
that was the
Mhm.
set I got for Christmas, and then like I just built that castle like over and over and over and over again until I didn't need to use the instructions anymore to like
Wow.
build
That's
the.
You took it
really
apart
cool.
and put it back together?
Oh yeah, multiple times.
Is
See,
that
I've never
normal
heard
behavior?
of anyone. I've never heard anyone do that
Right.
ever in my life.
That's what
That
I
is
was
literally
thinking.
the first time I've ever heard about anyone taking apart a Lego set and rebuilding it.
That was like my Lego
Listen,
set. Like I
Yeah.
I
had this
understand.
one like
I
Lego
understand
set,
that. I'm
and
not saying
I would put it all back away when I was done
Right.
with it every time.
My one Lego set, and I think Wombat, you'll agree that this is normal behavior. I remember it was like a combo set. I think you could build an ambulance and a medical helicopter. I think it was a two-part thing. And I remember like the helicopter, the ambulance was small, I think, when the helicopter was big and difficult. And I remember I fucking built that helicopter. I put it together. It took so long. And I built it in the basement. And I ran upstairs to show my parents that I built the fucking helicopter. And I tripped coming up the stairs and I dropped it. And it broke. And I was like, fuck this. Fuck Legos. And then I never touched it again.
And that's why you hate Legos to this day.
And that's why that's normal behavior, I feel.
I think that's, maybe you need to see a therapist behavior, but I mean, I'm more of a, I built it, it stayed built,
Right, yes,
it stayed
no.
built forever. And I played with it as a play set,
Sure.
knights and,
Yeah.
horses and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. No, the ambulance I still had and I could play with that, but the helicopter, that was one and
Helicopters.
done, I think.
Yeah.
Unless I convinced my dad to put it back together for me. I don't remember. But all right. That's good, Chip. We learned so much about you this year on the CAGcast. You listen to music in the background during the show. You put
oh my
Legos.
gosh! You know what? Toad the Wet Sprocket's playing right now. The acoustic
Nice.
dance
What
party
song?
album. Fall Down.
Oh, they did play that.
Yep. Yep.
Mhm.
Nice. I went to a show also. I went to a stand-up comedy show. Connor O'Malley. You may remember him from such shows as I Think You Should Leave.
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy who plays that in the clip of what was it, Frankenstein's Girlfriend or something? Do you remember that one? He yells a lot.
He's the crooked record producer guy in the first season. This is a hit.
Yes, my friend who lives in Chicago sent me a text, and he's like, "If you have the chance to see this tour, you should go see it." And I was like, "Well, you got to tell me when it is, because I'm not going to look it up." And he's like, "Oh, it's in like 3 weeks." So I bought tickets, took my friend. It was very funny. He does the thing, I won't spoil it for anything, but he does like the second part of the show, he winds up plugging his laptop in, and he just shows you like a bunch of crazy stuff, and you laugh your ass off really hard for like half an hour. And the really funny thing is no matter what city he's in, he incorporates it into his act by like making AI videos of your local politicians and having them say weird stuff. So like for Mayor Adams, our New York City's mayor is under federal indictment, and it's like very serious. So he had a video of Mayor Adams saying that he meant to get arrested because it's like Joker in the Batman. He needs to go get arrested to get inside the prison to do something important. I don't know. So it was very weird. But anyway, funny show. And I wound up watching a lot of his old videos on YouTube. I recommend that. He has a lot of, you should watch Stand Up Solutions on YouTube. That's his old.
His full special is on.
Yes,
YouTube.
that's his last one, I think. And that's one where he basically, he's in character the whole time I think I talked about it on the show.
Yeah,
he's in character as a guy who works for an AI company, and he's doing like a sales pitch at an expo. And that was funny too. But anyway, you should see his comedic humor tour if you can. Some show feedback?
Sure. This was the only, we did our last show was 12 days ago, according to this. More than that. Wombat from Opie? OPIE? I don't know.
Oh.
Wombat is just that story at the start. Better not talk, buddy, at all.
I knew what he meant.
Do you know what he meant?
I think he didn't like, I think He didn't like the story? I don't know. I'm not sure what he meant. Because I had to look to see. I forgot what the story was. And the story
It was a story
was
about
your
going to the
anniversary.
restaurant. Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't like
yeah.
being seated next to the garbage and the flies, and you wanted a better seat on your anniversary.
Yeah.
I guess he didn't like the story, or he thinks you should sit next to garbage.
I can't figure it out.
Is this segueing into your return trip?
No, we didn't go back yet. We've been too busy. It's been the Jewish holidays. There's no time to go to restaurants.
Oy vey.
Happy Jewish holidays.
Thank you. Jewish New Year was last week. Yom Kippur is on Saturday. We get, fun stuff. And then there's no holidays for like a long time, so it's fine.
Hanukkah. It's on Christmas this year.
I know. I have to figure out what to buy.
Overlap.
People. I know.
It changes every year, Ship.
All the toy calendars are out already, or all the.
I got the Amazon
catalogs.
book. I got the
Amazon book. I got the Walmart one.
I don't know how to say this. My kids don't want toys, though.
I know, but you're at least cutting things out.
Yes. Well, my wife and I have our tradition where we each spend $100 on each other. The cap is $100. And you have to get 8
Alarmo.
gifts.
That's what I was thinking. $99.99.
But it has to be 8 gifts.
Oh.
Alarmo in 8 pieces.
I was going to say it would have to be like a piece of an Alarmo over 8 days that I put together.
That's that number doesn't divide evenly.
No, it doesn't. It's like that's part of the quote unquote puzzle, I guess. It's not
like
an even amount every day.
I feel like you could have used the Jewish number, though. You
could do a $50 gift one night, but then everything else has to add up to, has to add up to
right.
$50.
I hear you.
But the cap is $100 and you have to get 8 things. It's the challenge of it. It's not that we're cheap. That's part of it too.
Right.
But it's also the challenge of, we're adults. We don't really need. But there's also something fun in getting a wrapped gift every night for 8 nights, even if one of the nights it's like a coffee frother that costs $7,
I hear you. I like opening things.
Yeah. So
There's
just
8
fun to
Funko Pops.
Yeah, exactly. It could be 8 Funko Pops. I wouldn't do that, but it could be 8 Funko Pops.
Wait a minute. Painkiller, are you the guy that was at the show that said you saw me at the show and didn't say hi? That's someone in the chat.
Yeah.
Because somebody messaged me after I posted I was on the show. And this happens all the time. They're like, oh, I saw you there, but I didn't stop and say hi. And you have to stop and say hi to impress whoever I'm with, right? At the very least, my friend who was with me would have been very impressed if you said, oh, I'm a big fan, and you made a big deal. Could have, I don't know what it would have done for me, but I would have felt good about it. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. By the way, at that show, the woman in our row got up to go to the bathroom twice in a hour-and-a-half comedy show. Feel like that's not right.
She either needed to take some drugs or she just didn't like the show.
I don't know. Or she got some medical condition.
It's true.
Yeah.
What do you call that? Like active bladder or something?
Mm-hmm.
But then you should sit on the aisle if you have that.
That's why I sat on the aisle at the Toto and Sprocket concert.
So you can pee multiple times?
Yeah. But I
wear
didn't.
a diaper?
I actually didn't go to the bathroom once during the show, but I did have an aisle seat.
Nice. Yeah, I always get an aisle seat. I don't even go if I don't get an aisle seat.
This way, when I stand up to dance, I have plenty of room.
You need less room these days.
Because, when they play $1 million, I want to make sure that I can get my groove on.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
If there's any video
Did you throw Kraft macaroni and cheese at them?
I did. That's what everyone does. You throw boxes of macaroni and cheese.
Why would I say that if it was? Yes, I know that. Did you actually do it?
No, I did not.
Did anybody do it?
No, no one threw macaroni. No.
Just the box or the actual cooked
No one
food?
threw anything. No one threw noodles or anything at them. No.
I feel like people didn't know who they were.
No,
like, what's going on?
People knew what was going on.
I've thrown macaroni and cheese at them before.
Okay.
Uncooked, right?
Yeah.
In the box. You just bring the box with you. You go to
it's the Kraft dinner.
Yeah.
And you just throw it at them.
We wouldn't have to eat Kraft dinner, but we would.
Right.
Is that why?
Yeah.
That's the thing? That's
the thing.
So it's
That's
like,
the lyric.
what do you call that? Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
It's like you're involved with
Mm-hmm.
props and stuff.
Yeah.
All right. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we watch this, jerks?
Sure. I watched too much stuff, honestly. Way too much stuff in the last 2 weeks. It's been It's been. Hey, speaking of bare naked ladies,
It's been the Jewish high holidays.
Yes. I watched. This was like right shortly after the last show we did. I watched Rebel Ridge, which is like the big movie on Netflix that apparently everyone's been watching.
So it has a 47% Rotten Tomatoes
It might. It might.
because
It
they're
wasn't
always bad.
And the only reason why I'm bringing it up is because of something that we talked about on the last show, where you talked about, because I do listen to you, where you talked about second screen viewing.
Okay.
So this movie is 2 hours and 10 minutes long.
It's 95% Rotten Tomatoes.
Yep.
What the fuck? Oh, I saw the trailer for this, I think.
Yeah. So this movie is 2 hours and 10 minutes long. It's about a retired Marine who drives into a small town. He gets pulled over by the police and hijinks ensue.
It's like, so it's Rambo.
It's like a First Blood. There's a little bit of First Blood. There's a little bit of Reacher. There's a little bit of, whatever. It's, it's a little bit of social justice. It's, he's a big black guy and he, so obviously, and all the cops are white. So there's that whole part of it too. It's not a bad movie. It really isn't. It's not a bad movie at all. The problem with the movie is that it's 2 hours and 10 minutes because it wants to give you enough time to be able to look at your phone and peruse the internet and check your social medias and be able to like do two things at once without missing anything in the movie. So everything is stretched out or kind of repeated, or they do like the same beat again. So you're not missing anything when you stop paying attention for 5 minutes. You're like, oh yeah, I forgot I was watching this movie. Now, unlike me, who was sitting down and actually watching the movie, who didn't want that type of experience, it's a little distracting and somewhat annoying. But you're the one who brought it up on the last show, and I'm watching this movie, and I'm like, this is what Cheapy was talking about.
Right.
This movie was padded at least 30 minutes longer than it needs to be.
Because it's got to remind you what's happening in case you missed that, in case you weren't bright enough to pick up on what's happening.
Because they know people watching this are like doing other things while watching this.
Interesting.
Movie. And it would have been this movie. I mean, it has a 95 on Rotten Tomatoes, but it would have been a 98 if they trimmed the fat on it and added a little bit more action scenes to it. I think it would have been a lot better.
I'll check it out.
The guy who stars in it, who's very handsome, charismatic fella, was just named the new Green Lantern. He was just cast as the new Green Lantern.
Nice.
So it's
Is there a new Green Lantern movie?
The new Green Lantern TV show
on Max.
On Max called Lanterns. And he's
I
going
guess
to be
you're telling the truth.
He's going to be Jon Stewart.
Okay.
He's Jon Stewart on the new Green Lantern show.
All right. Well, a well-reviewed Netflix original movie. I mean, there's not too many of those. It's not that much action, or what?
There's not as much as you would think there would be.
Okay, good. That's probably why it's good.
Yeah,
they get too stupid sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. Like there's that fine line. Like I think it could have used one more action scene.
Okay.
But it's got Don Johnson as the bad cop and all that. So there's
he looked good in it. He looked like watchable. I would say, like interesting. All right, cool. I'll watch
what
that.
Comes in at a brisk 1 hour and 32 minutes.
What's that?
The original Beetlejuice. That's what I watched.
Nice.
I watched that with the family because we were gearing up to watch Beetlejuice.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot that like Beetlejuice is like in like 15 minutes of that.
Yeah,
he's
barely. He's not
like barely in it at all.
Yeah.
Just,
all movies used to be 90 minutes back then.
Right. It's just like you come in and like the kids got done. It's like Beetlejuice wasn't in that very, very much because we went to the musical, right? And he's in the musical a lot more.
Right.
Yeah,
they made it special. Like when he appears, that's that was kind of the point of the movie. I think like it's kind
of, but like in your head, you're like thinking through and you're like remembering like in your head like all of these key Beetlejuice scenes, and then you remember like when you actually watch it again, it's like, oh, those all happened in like
5 minute running time
span.
Total. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the whole point, though. It is.
It's cool. It makes it special.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit, Beetlejuice. They said his name 3 times. He's coming.
Well, wait, you guys didn't see the sequel, did you? Right? We didn't.
No, we had to see the first one before we could go see the sequel. So
I can't imagine that it's good.
I bet it's all right.
I heard people liked it. I want to say my daughter saw it. Don't quote me on that. I think she liked it.
I don't know. I want it to be good, but I feel like, can you really go back all these years and make it good? I don't know. Seems like a really tall order.
Oh, that reminds me of another movie I watched.
What?
I watched the Casa Bonita documentary on Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
The Trey Parker from South Park, as you said, you can't go back to the past.
Right.
Trey Parker bought the Casa Bonita restaurant.
They both did together, right?
They did it together in Denver. But it was his favorite restaurant as a kid, and it was his dream to always own it. So when it was about to go out of business, he decided to save it from its demise and buy it so he could refurbish it and reopen it as his restaurant. He wanted to save it because it was his favorite place. It is pretty funny, especially if you know South Park and like the member berries and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
To see that he's just as much a sucker for that as
the people they make fun of on the show.
Yeah, as the people he makes fun of. So I mean, if anything, makes him seem a little bit more human.
Sure.
But it's an interesting documentary because, obviously they didn't really know what they were getting themselves into.
Right.
I also didn't realize that restaurant was the largest tourist attraction in Colorado during its peak. So, there's a lot of potential for it. And obviously they did buy it and all that fun stuff, but I don't want to spoil too much of it if you watch it.
No, I mean, it was in the news, I think, even before this. They spent so much fucking money that
that's
they'll
really
never
what it is.
make it back, I think, right?
They talked about what their original budget was.
Right.
And to say that they went over it would be such an understatement.
Right. They were not even in the same ballpark of what they thought it was going to be. And now it seems like, could they even ever make their money back?
I mean,
it seems impossible, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's impossible. Like I could see that, but I don't think they're gonna do it in like a year.
No. Right. I'll probably watch that because it's probably just entertaining watching those guys like freak out about shit. Like
it is interesting to watch them freak out about it. It's so interesting to see how seriously he takes it.
Sure.
And it's even like training the people that are like the entertainment. He went and did that personally.
Yeah.
He wrote all the scripts. So,
sure.
And if you watch any of his stuff, he's very invested, but he's also very, very,
you can tell they care, like, because even like when the video games aren't that good, like they still write them. Like, it's not like they didn't.
Well,
put
he has
the time.
control issues, clearly.
Yeah. Well, it's good, I guess.
Yeah.
They don't have shitty stuff usually.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I might check. What was that? That's the I forgot. It's Casa My Love or something like that. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, you could just search it on Paramount.
Isn't it Casa Bonita Mi Amor?
Yeah, that's
something.
it.
Something like that.
I translated for everybody. Ship. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got it.
Mm-hmm. Pretty House, My Love.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Windows is actually asking me how likely am I to recommend a Windows PC to others if asked.
Not if you keep popping up these messages while I'm doing my entertaining. 4.
Let me give them that feedback.
4.
Got it. I was in the middle of a podcast.
The fuck?
Of a podcast when this review request came.
I can't believe we're stopping to.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
You should actually say you're manning the nuclear missiles and you're about to do some important maintenance, and this thing popped up, and now you launched one by accident.
Enjoy Armageddon.
Right, you bastards. All right, what else are we watching?
Are you caught up on The Penguin?
I am. That's a good
how
show.
How are you liking The Penguin? That's the only reason why I put this on.
It's good. It's very. I could recommend that to anybody, especially even if you have no interest in Batman or anything. If you like a good mafia drama, then that's what this is. Really, I don't think it has any like comic.
Not really.
No, not really.
There's nothing you need to know. If you know things, then you get a little something, but not like, oh my God, you'd be so lost if you didn't know. You don't need to know anything. Here's my question for you, as someone who watches the show, and this is not a spoiler question, however you answer it for those listening. Is Oswald smart?
Yes.
It's a serious question.
Pretty smart. He seems.
Do you think he's like one step ahead of everyone on the show? Do you think he's in step with everyone in the show? Or do you think he's a step behind everyone?
He seems to be. I feel like his character is smart and he tries to plan stuff out. And when it falls through, he's quick on his feet to come up with something else. And that's sort of his character. And he's, goes, wah, she. And he's got his umbrella, and he goes, no,
No, he does not.
umbrella,
He
no
does-
umbrella.
does not
He has
do
a
that.
purple Maserati though,
He does, which is pretty funny.
which is pretty
I
good.
like that because it is that is sort of comic booky, like a penguin mobile kind of thing. Is pretty fun that they
Yes,
do that. Yeah, because
it's a good show. I'd say don't, if you're not going to watch it because you're not interested in, you're not interested in superhero things. It is really nothing in common with any of those superhero things.
I am
How
very
does this tie
curious.
into lanterns?
It's probably going to tie directly into lanterns.
There's a dark room once, and they light it with a lantern.
hmm
Yes, you should. Who's watching the new Matlock? That's what I want to
I
hear about.
watched the pilot. So here's the thing. It's getting to that point where my wife and I need new shows to watch. So we're kind of, you're doing that throw something against the wall to see if it sticks situation.
Yeah,
So we watched the pilot of Matlock.
right. Who's Matlock now? It's a woman now. I forgot
It's
who
Kathy
it was.
Kathy Bates.
Kathy
yeah.
Bates, right.
And I've been seeing seeing stuff about the show where it was always like, don't spoil the pilot. And I was like, what kind of spoiler could there be in the pilot of the Matlock reboot with Kathy Bates? So I'm like, do you want to watch? I'm like, what? No skin off our teeth. It's 40 minutes on
Right.
on streaming. We'll give it a shot. Which, by the way, I'll say this about a couple of the other TV show I watched on this. That's a network TV show. Those are brisk shows. There's no time to dwell because they're 45 minutes with commercial, when you're adding commercials to make it an hour. So these things move so much better than these second screen nonsense Netflix shows. Anyway.
I hear you.
Yeah. Anyway, there is a spoiler at the end of the Matlock pilot that literally took me for a surprise. Am I going to watch any of the other episodes? Probably not. But I did watch the pilot. It wasn't terrible, and it's not what you think it is, which is what I thought was.
She has a talking car, right?
She has a talking car, and she hits turbo boost,
And her best friend's a talking pie.
And her best friend's a talking pie. Yep. And there's a guy with a mohawk, and an
Interesting.
insane
Well, I can't
helicopter
imagine what it
pilot.
is. I kind of want to I feel like I'm not going to watch it, so I may have to just look it up. She has a penis?
Okay, let's
Wanna
take
spoil
a
it?
vote. Well, we're gonna take a vote.
Shit,
Should
sounds
I
like he's going to watch
spoil-
Matlock at
No,
some
I'm
point.
not
in the
gonna. I'm
future.
not. I'm looking out for our listeners. I'm trying to decide if our listeners care. If
That's what I'm
They
saying. Do
can't
we think our
possibly.
listeners care about the spoiler in the
But-
pilot? Because again,
but
it's
you
the
just built
pilot
it up to
episode.
where they might
Maybe
care
next
now.
week. Maybe we should table it for next week.
That's what I'm saying.
I
So
can wait till next
I'll,
week.
I'll leave
Come
it
back
to
next week for your Matlock spoilers.
Maybe
I
I'll
can
watch it even.
spoil. I can spoil what happens at the end of Matlock.
Okay. I'm going to watch
Mm-hmm.
it maybe so we can all enjoy it.
hmm
What else you watching? I saw the trailer for this.
for
and-
Nobody Wants This. My wife watched the whole thing. I watched about half of it with her. For those who don't know, this is the what the hell is his name? Seth Cohen from the OC, Adam Brody, and Kristen Bell, and it's a rom-com sitcom where he's a rabbi and she's like an atheist podcaster, and they meet and they fall in love. And
Wait, when you
how
say, I'm
they-
sorry, when you say atheist podcaster, do you mean she podcasts about being an atheist?
No, she just podcast. I don't even know what her podcast is about. And I watched like 3 episodes where she
Because you're looking at your
podcasts,
phone.
probably. And it's just about, them, and it's cute and it's funny.
Right.
It is. It's light, cute, funny, rom-com-y stuff. It doesn't try to be anything more than what it is. And I think it succeeds in that. So if you're looking for like a deep, intelligent viewing experience, you're not going to get it.
I showed the
But-
trailer to Mrs. Chibi because I thought maybe we could watch it together, and she shut that down immediately.
Yeah, probably not.
She's
Not
like, what, do
clever
you even
enough
know
for
me
her.
at all?
Yeah.
It looked
The
funny
show-
though. I watched it. I mean, it looked cute and funny, just like you said.
It's cute and funny. So if that's not what you like, then
Yep. All right, what's this next thing?
next one is High Potential. That's ABC show. Oh God, what is her name? From Always Sunny. The pretty blonde from Always Sunny.
I
in
think I can guess
Philadelphia.
what I can guess what this is about just from the title.
Okay, what's it about?
Okay, so she like solves either like some murders or solves a mystery or missing persons or something.
Caitlin Olsen is her name, by the way. I felt bad
And
that I didn't know.
she's good, but when she smokes weed, she gets like really smart and can like read minds.
No.
And she
there's
lives
no,
up to her high potential.
No, there's no weed smoking in this at all.
Oh, okay. She lives on a really tall, high floor in an apartment building.
No.
She's 9
Her
feet
last
tall.
name's High.
Nope. There's nothing about her being high or high things. It's just the name of the show. She has a high IQ. She's a genius. She has a photographic memory.
Oh.
But she also has OCD that goes along with it. So she really has never been able to keep a job or a stable relationship.
So Monk, but a woman?
Yeah, kind of like so she, she's working as a cleaner. She's cleaning the police department. She helps them solve a case. Then they make her a consultant, and it's a procedure. It's a crime of the week show. It's a crime of the week show. She's the Batman.
Right.
She's the smartest
Why'd
person
you watch
in the room.
that?
Because we like those kind of shows.
Oh.
We
Excited about B-NATO.
Yeah, I like crime of the week shows.
Okay.
Yeah. And my wife and I really like it. It's really good. I hope it succeeds. It's cute.
I like
It's
my
cute.
idea
It's
better.
fun. It was created by Drew Goddard, the guy who did the first season of Daredevil. You remember the good season of the Daredevil show?
Yeah.
I do
When it was
not.
good? Yeah, he did.
No.
He did that. So he also did a lot of Lost and Alias and stuff like that. So it's interesting because this is lighter than his usual stuff. Not that there wasn't a guy shot in the stomach in the second episode, but you know what I mean. Or a guy thrown off a roof. We saw that too.
That's the high potential.
That's the high potential guy thrown off a roof.
Got it.
Right.
Yeah. No, it's an interesting show. It's cute. It's fun. I liked it. You follow along, you try to solve the mystery too. I like that kind of shit.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. Like a monk.
Speaking of shit,
Mm-hmm.
Rings of Power, the Lord of the Rings series on Amazon, they had their season finale last week.
How was that?
It was shit.
That bad or that good? That bad.
Man, I
Now, is this
recommended
the
the show.
premiere season or is this the last
This
season?
is the third
'Cause that's old.
season. This is the
That's a three.
We're on
That's a three on
we're on the
Netflix.
third. I think this is the third season already. Third season
The
or
final-
second season?
The final
I
season.
think it was the second.
Second
They usually
season.
get
Second
two
season.
seasons and then they cancel.
No. They can't cancel. It's too much money. This is the second season, but there's already I think they've already made the third season. I don't know, but it's definitely the second season. I felt like the season was pretty good, but then the fucking finale guy was so dumb. It's just like laughing at the screen dumb. Like I don't
there
want to spoil
hobbits?
anything.
But there
There's no
hobbits.
hobbits in it because it takes place before the hobbits. There's hobbit-like people called I forgot.
Herbits.
It's basically Proudfoot, or I don't know what they're called. Same idea though. But
Isn't that the
anyway,
dinosaur from the Land Before Time?
it's Harfoots. Thank you. Of course, Kurimanju would know.
I think so.
What was the joke that I just missed?
It's okay. You wouldn't get it anyway.
Probably not. Anyway, I feel
It's
bad
a Jeep
for.
thing.
It's a what?
Just keep going.
I don't know. I felt bad for recommending the show the whole season, and then the ending sucked. But what can you do? And it was long, and only the dwarves are good. The dwarves are cool. They did a good job.
I'm sure there'll be a third season.
They
They
have
announced
to. They built made it. It's spent $500 million on this show.
They announced the fourth season of Reacher this week, and the third season hasn't even come out yet. So
That show's a lot cheaper to make.
I'm sure it is.
The RoboCop show better be better than this.
Yeah. But
I
will
don't
it be
know.
better than Reacher?
I don't know. Reacher's pretty good because he beats the shit out of people.
He does beat the shit out of people.
It's tough to beat that.
And it's always satisfying.
I also watched the season finale of Slow Horses, which was excellent. That show doesn't miss usually. Pretty much a really good spy thriller, and funny, but not a comedy. It's serious. You should watch that on Apple TV. A quick read this jerks. Jason Schreier's new book just came out. The Play Nice: The Rise, Fall, and Future of Blizzard Entertainment. They sent me an early copy, but I also ordered it and it came today, so that's how I know it's out now. I haven't read it yet because I just got reading glasses. I'm old now and I can't see anymore. So we went to the mall And I got reading glasses, and they're coming tomorrow in the mail. So I'm very excited. I have these, but they're not good. Look, how do I look on these? These are
It
women's.
reminds me of when Homer Simpson puts on glasses, which is also always funny.
These I bought at TJ Maxx, and they're clearly for women, like old women, and they're way too small for me.
But can you read when you wear them? That's the question.
No, I can't, because like they're really like, I see a lot of frame in those glasses. Anyway, so I'm excited. I'm sure the book is great because all of his other books were great, and Blizzard sounds like pretty interesting. So that's called Play Nice. You should check that out. What about the new releases? There's a lot of, well, NHL 25 came out, and I saw the reviews were middling. They said if you were thinking this is going to be the year that NHL finally like fired on all cylinders, 6 out of 10. What else?
SpongeBob SquarePants, the Patrick Star game.
Okay, great.
That came out.
Uh-huh.
The Until Dawn remake. I believe that's a remake, not a remaster.
$60.
$60. Yeah.
Which one is Until Dawn?
It's like a slasher horror movie where
First
you're kind of
person
like
though, right?
The teenagers.
No.
You're trying to keep the teenagers alive.
you're trying to keep the teenagers alive,
Oh.
and you're like choosing what they do
Okay.
next. You're helping them. I think there might be some first person in that. There's the scenes with the psychiatrist that are like first person-y, that are very weird and interesting. I really liked that game when I played that. How long ago? It feels like a decade ago. Maybe it was.
I can't even remember it.
It had a really
like
fun
skull
cast.
on the cover.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, there it is.
Yep, that was
Golly.
what Hayden Panettiere was in that. It was
Nice.
like a big all-star cast for the time.
9 years ago.
9 years. I said 10 years ago, so I was pretty close.
Way off.
Yeah, I'm terrible. I'll go home. Yeah, I also remember buying that game for $5. So,
About $60.
no thanks.
Okay, just checking.
Mm-hmm.
Thought I'd ask.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got here? New releases.
Silent Hill 2.
What is that?
That's a remake.
Remake of Silent Hill 2.
Yes. You feel
That's
like Silent Hill 2
$70.
for $70?
$70 for a game you've already played.
Well, you didn't play. It didn't look like this.
This
Didn't
ain't
play-
your mama's Silent Hill 2.
Right. The fog looks so much better.
Oh man, you can't see anything in this one.
Right. You can't see anything now. It's just all fog. That was a good game back in the day.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sure it's fine. This is
Sure.
You know what's interesting? It's not on this list because it came out for the iPhone. It's on Apple Arcade. It came out last week, but I started playing. I have no idea if the correct pronunciation is it Balatro or Balatro.
Oh, the card
okay.
game.
Right.
Yeah, what is it? Balatro?
I don't know.
Let's say
Probably.
Balatro
Let's say Balatro.
because that came out. That's on Apple Arcade, and that's considered one of the best games of the year. And I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna play this. It's gonna be awesome. And
Yeah.
it's a fun game.
It was awesome, is what you're saying.
Yeah. If you have Apple Arcade,
I do.
it's there for you to download. You should
And
download it and play it.
It's good
It
on the
plays
phone.
well on the iPhone.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same game that you would get for $15 on your console or computer. Might as well
Alright.
play the version you already pay for.
Okay.
So,
Fine.
yeah.
Perfect.
I
If
will.
you like poker and roguelikes and said, ooh, if only they could make roguelike poker. So,
I might say that.
yeah, I got like these combos that were just crazy and I won the run. Like I actually got to congratulations, you did it. And I was like, oh, cool. So success.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you. What else we
Yep.
got?
I think that's it for new releases, unless
Okay.
you see something that's amazing on here.
No.
I know All You Need Is Help came out for Switch. I've been playing that.
That's on Game Pass. Yeah.
Yes.
What's it called?
So All You Need Is Help. It's the
Help.
new Pixel Junk Q Games game. So it's
like a
4-player
couch
co-op.
co-op.
Yeah, it's 4-player couch co-op. It's what is it? Tangrams? It's kind of like Tangrams, where you your characters are look like yarn-based Tetris shapes, essentially. And so it's fast-paced in that every level has slightly different goals, but there's not that much variety in the levels so far. But like some of them are just like figuring out puzzles together, right? You kind of have like a little bit of the wobbly type of controls, and that like if you bump into each other, then you'll rotate your piece, and you can't rotate yourself essentially. But if somebody bumps into it, like say you're the L piece in Tetris, if somebody bumps into you and you rotate, then maybe you're not in the orientation you need to be in to like hit the buttons, like hit the 2 buttons that you need to hit if you're the L, or form the shapes. And there's other ones like where there's a ball that you have to like roll to where it needs to go in a pit or whatever without letting it roll over the sides. And then there's some, after you do that, you unlock stuff, and you each have like your little own house that you get to decorate and everything. So it's to steal Wombat's word that he described all the TV shows as, is it's cute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would Mrs. Chibi play that with me, or is it too fast?
I think it might not keep her interest. I don't think it's too fast.
Okay.
But maybe it will. Like it's interesting. Like the only arguments you have are really like when you think you know how to solve the puzzle, like, and get all of like, so there's like an outline of shapes, right? And you have to figure out how to get your 4 shapes into that outline. And you're just controlling one of the characters to form that. And so like, if you sit down and like say like, nope, I'm supposed to go here, and then the other people are yelling at you to move, right, because you're in the wrong spot, that's the only tension there is.
Right. But I might yell too much. Got it.
I don't know. All right. It's on Game Pass. You can try it out.
Yeah, I saw it there.
Yeah. Cool. It's a cute game.
It's time for Wombat's Fortnightly News. What do you think about that?
This is something that's interesting, because it's one of those things that I've always complained about forever, where you know that something like a big game update or, you know, improvements to the game, new content for a game, any game, not even just Fortnite, is coming out. And they're like, yeah, it'll be out next Tuesday. And it's like the Tuesday after a 3-day weekend. And you're like, why not do this on Friday? So I have a 3-day weekend to check this out. They changed the date, much to everyone's surprise, because they had planned it to be on the 15th. And like, you know what? Let's do this on the 11th instead. So they're rolling out the big Halloween update on the 11th, 4 days early before the 3-day weekend, with all of the doodads that go along with Halloween. So that's going to be pretty exciting. And I'm looking forward to what is hopefully the first good Fortnitemares in 3 years. So, because the last 2 were pretty lousy. So
nice.
Fortnitemares update. We already got the Saw puppet in the game.
I saw.
Yeah, we're getting Leatherface on Friday.
Nice.
Yep, and Mephisto, your favorite Marvel character, Mephisto.
Spooky
season. Everyone likes spooky season. I like Halloween. So
I put this this Disney thing on here about Fortnite. I don't know. Did this happen while we were off?
This article? No, this happened like 2 days ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So do you want me to talk about it?
Yeah, I want you to summarize it because I didn't want to look at it. I just wanted you to tell me about it.
Disney sunk, I think the number's like $2 billion into Fortnite, right? They said, here's $2 billion. Here's what we want to do. Essentially, they want to make Disney Infinity, but they want Disney Infinity to live in Fortnite.
Okay.
So you turn on your Fortnite game and it's like, hey, Battle Royale, Rocket Racing, Lego, or Disney whatever.
Right.
Disney
Disneyland.
Universe. Yeah.
Well, they have that already.
Exactly. And there were a lot of questions about that when they first announced it. Like, does this mean that all of these characters are going to be playable in Battle Royale? This is a very shipwrecky question. Right. Does that mean we're going to see Mickey Mouse running around with a shotgun? And the answer, as we learned this week, is an astounding no.
2 shotguns.
Yeah, she's going to have 2 shotguns. Exactly. Mickey always gets 2 guns. So they say they're going to have skins that are only going to be playable in the Disney Universe setting, which to me means, oh, good, that's just less money for me to spend.
Right.
Because I'm not interested in that.
Unless
Unless the Disney mode is the most amazing thing I've ever played.
Right. I mean, that's a lot
Which
of money.
again, nothing would make me happier than a year from now saying, you know what, I was completely wrong. This Disney thing is amazing, and I'm so glad I bought Mickey Mouse for it. But I also am highly suspect that that would happen.
Right.
So, yeah. Yep.
Cool. Well, let's keep an eye out for that. There's something we don't really have any details on what it is. Though,
No,
right?
we
It's
don't
just
really know
like-
what it's going to be. Like I said, I
not.
think it's like a Disney. We all played Disney Infinity here. Not that there's anything wrong with Disney Infinity, but my assumption is that it's going to be something like that, but yet different. I don't know.
All right.
Same yet different.
Fair enough. Can we talk about Alarmo now?
We can now is the
Is
time.
now the time?
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, this is literally like 10 years in the making. Do you remember like when we heard about like Nintendo was doing something with like sleep and wearables and health? I guess it was like lifestyle and health.
Yep.
That was 10 years ago.
Back in the Wii years, right?
Even
Wasn't it back
even
Wii U?
that was even earlier, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was something, I think that there was a news article 10 years ago about the sleep thing or like a sleep tracking thing. So now finally we know what it is, and it's Alarmo, a $100 alarm clock that wakes
It's a
you up.
$100 alarm clock.
It is a $100 alarm clock that wakes you up with the Nintendo music and sounds. And the big like disruptive feature is that it has a motion sensor on the top of it, so you don't have to stop it, you know, when you want to turn it off. You just get out of bed, and also as you roll around in your state of half awakeness, it makes like the sound effects. It'll like this coins hitting the coins or whatever game you've selected.
If you sleep alone.
If you sleep, what do you mean?
If there's two people in the bed,
Yeah.
it doesn't work as well.
Oh, okay.
They already said it. They said they recommend if there's more than one person in the bed that you turn off
Two Alarmos.
Yeah.
They recommend 2 Alarmos.
To turn off the motion detection.
Let's be honest. Who's buying this thing and actually has somebody sleeping in the
well,
bed?
yeah, exactly.
I mean, that joke just writes itself. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's pretty much what it does. It, you know, it has an hourly chime that you can set, and you can choose the different, you know, Nintendo themes, like from different games.
Comes with
And
a USB cord, but not a plug.
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't come with a plug. You got to provide your own plug.
Provide your own plug.
How much do you think it costs to make?
Keep that price down.
How much do you think it costs to make a clock like that? $5
in development time, or
no?
like
I'm
to
saying
develop
like,
It took 10 years to develop.
well, that's crazy. I mean, who knows?
I feel like they spent a lot of money developing this.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a motion sensor.
I mean, do I think it's a cool thing, like a fun idea? When I look at it, I'm like, I mean, I think it's kitschy. It's not $100. Like it, you know, it
doesn't even look like anything though.
That's what I mean.
Like a clock.
No, kinda.
It looks like an Amazon Alexa clock.
Kinda, yeah.
That one, whatever. I forgot.
Yeah.
The dot clock. I don't know what they call it, but they made one. Like
I don't hate it. I just think it's overpriced and doesn't have any real use.
Well, I think
it's a fun novelty idea, but so is a whoopee cushion, and I don't have any of those in the house.
I feel like the target market for this are the hosts of the A4 podcast, and that's it.
Yeah, like I was thinking, like I was trying to find a reason to buy this, right? I'm like, maybe
it wouldn't work for you anyway because you have someone else in your bed, as far as we know.
Well, not for me. Like I have no use for the like my phone does just fine.
Yes.
Like as my my phone does just fine as my alarm clock.
Yeah.
I use my Echo as my alarm clock.
Fine. Yes, that's where I got to with my kids is like, oh, maybe my kids would like enjoy this or something. But then I'm like, no, they have Echo Dots that like play like the music that they want and like tell them like, hey, this is the weather when you wake up, and this is like all the information for the day that they like.
Do you know, even beyond that, like they're smart. those echo things. So
Correct. Like
when
they
it's
can
a
ask questions to
holiday,
them. Right.
when it's a holiday, it's like, oh, maybe it'll actually come, it'll talk to you. It's like, oh, do you really want to you want to have your usual alarm for tomorrow? Because tomorrow is whatever, Veterans Day, and you don't have school tomorrow. Because Ty used that for a while, and that was pretty cool. And the Nintendo one probably is not doing that. I don't know. This is for like the people who buy like every version of the handheld that they come out with, right? That they need
I don't
to have
even think
every
it's
color.
for them though, because it's not like they're playing games on it. It just tells you the time.
Yeah, but they can wake up. Don't you think that's going to make you hate all those songs? By the way, like, and hate Nintendo. Like, I think you're going to associate that. Like, if you hear the same fucking thing every morning, you wake up to it, you hate that sound.
So here's the thing. So it's going to be available at retail starting in January. Do you think this would go on clearance?
Yes.
Okay. So would you buy it at 50?
No, I'm not going to buy this thing.
Okay. Remember
there's no novelty there for me that provides me, like, if I want to listen to Nintendo music, I can do that on my phone, and I don't do that. So
right.
what are my benefits to this thing? Like, what is this?
You could give Nintendo money and then have another Nintendo product in your house. How about that? I think that's enough for for some people.
But there's other things I could get Nintendo money for that I feel like would provide more joy to me.
Yeah, probably. Than rousing you from your sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And like one of the things that it does is while you're waking up, while you're moving around, it syncs like sound effects to you. So like if you move fast while you're waking up, it makes like a lot of sounds. And if you just slowly like roll around it, but I feel like that's going to make you sleepier. And it plays
like a victory chime when you stand up get out of bed.
Yeah. And if you take too long getting up, it gets angry at you. It makes this
and when
music
you
angrier.
Crawl into bed, it plays like music to help you fall asleep.
Yep. And when you're having sex, it automatically goes waka 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 wah, and you hear Mario go, it's a penis. No. Anyway.
Yep.
That's Alarmo. Or maybe like a rare Nintendo miss, perhaps. But then again, you never know.
Nope.
People are weird.
I feel like people aren't buying clocks in general.
No.
Is like
they're not. I know a guy that owns a clock store, and he's like, all I do is I change batteries and fix broken clocks that already exist.
Nobody's know a guy who owns a clock store? That is just not the sentence I thought I'd hear today.
Did you ask him about Alarmo? Why isn't he on the show?
Yeah,
I could get him on the show. He's really cool. He's a lot cooler than us. It's the clock show. It's the clock store in Roosevelt Field. You know, there's one I'm talking about in the basement. Like, you know, like they have that one level, which is like the low rent stores.
The bottom level that has the claw machine arcade.
Yes, right.
Now.
Yes. It's right there. You can say hi to Charlie. He works there. We just bought he's turning it into like a cool toy store. I don't know if you've been there in a while, but
I've never been in it.
No,
period.
I was in there and just people coming in asking for their watch batteries to be changed constantly. But we bought, you can't really see it over here, but I got a new framed RoboCop print. It's really cool. I sent you the picture of it.
Yeah,
I've seen it. Yeah, we've seen it. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's cool, right?
It's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Next time I go there, I'll ask him about Alarmo. But he told me he's selling no clocks. It's literally just battery replacement and fixing.
You should tell him he needs to go all in on Alarmo.
Fill up the whole stores with Alarmo.
Yeah.
One stop shop.
We need a state of emergency situation here.
Nice callback to a very old CAGcast. What else we got here? Halo is now being built with Unreal Engine 5. Did you hear about that? They're scrapping their proprietary in-house engine and giving the money to Epic.
Why can't Unreal Engine 5 make Master Chief look right?
Can it? I haven't looked at it.
I thought this was going to be a joke.
No.
I was expecting there to be a punchline.
Oh, wait. There might be a joke. Hold on. Why can't Unreal Engine make Master Chief? I'll come back to that.
Sorry. Yeah, we'll come back to Yeah. No, it was just an honest question of like, I look at these pictures and go, why does Master Chief look like that? Like,
it's not, Is this from Unreal Engine, this stuff? Or it is? Oh, there is a
Yeah,
video of
yeah.
it. Okay, I didn't even watch it. I'm lame.
And it just like his proportions aren't right.
All right, let me
and
look.
like it looks like he has, I don't know, like his crotch is very different.
Wait a minute. Why are you staring at his crotch?
Why can't Unreal Engine make Master Chief look right?
Why?
Because their options are too Spartan.
Okay.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
That is short notice.
That was short notice.
It like they like rounded all of his edges. Like he looks weird.
Dude, this game ain't coming out for a long ass time. I'm sure he's gonna look different.
It's like his head isn't proportioned right either for his body.
Oh,
like he looks like he's put on a few pounds.
They only have like 2 frames of him, right? Like I'm trying to
but
scan through
2
this
frames.
thing.
You could get like Master Chief to look right in those 2 frames, right?
But he's okay. There he is. Okay, wait. Hold on. There he is.
Like
He's holding the sword, and it looks. I don't know. It looks fine, dude. Whatever. That's fine. Come on. You're being nitpicky.
Are you looking at the one where he's fighting against the elite? That picture?
I'm looking at the very end of the video. He's holding the plasma sword, and he's,
look on that link that you have in there, and then scroll down and look at the picture of him.
He's moving very mechanically, but this is not a game. It's just like a fucking
Make him look right. That's all I'm asking.
All right.
We don't need to mess. Yeah. We don't need to mess
if
with
you asked me who that was, I would say it's Master Chief.
Right. Come on. It's fine.
Right.
It's not the new RoboCop. We're not confused. It looks fine. It'll be good. I mean, I don't think the complaint is going to be the visuals, right? It's going to be something else, probably.
Make him look right.
They will. Come on. It worked with Sonic. If there's any mistakes, people will call them out on it, and they'll change it. People take this shit seriously. Even more, people are a lot more serious than you about it.
Play a lot of Halo. Play a lot of Halo. I know what Master Chief looks like.
Let's have a good Halo. We deserve it. Xbox deserves it and needs it. That was like the downfall of Xbox right there. That fucking lame ass Halo game.
Pretty much.
They never rebounded from that. They sold like no Xboxes probably from that game.
No, I don't think so. They didn't get many lasting subscriptions from that game.
Lame. Kind of lean and mean in the CAG bag this week. This is from Ian. He says, with video game movies and TV shows becoming more common and games getting longer. Wait, what? With common and games getting longer and consoles getting more expensive, would you ever skip a game and just watch the TV show or movie on Netflix or Hulu? So
there was a game that was made where they basically just took the cutscenes and made it into a movie.
Well, Last of Us is what they're doing, pretty much, I think.
Literally just took the cutscenes and made it into a movie.
That was Ratchet and Clank.
And that was Ratchet and Clank.
Right. But to answer his question, I've never played Last of Us. Would I watch the show without playing the game? Seems unlikely. Seems like I would rather just.
There's a lot of people that watch the show that never played the game.
You think so?
Yes, I know that for a fact.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they're not gamers, though, right?
No.
Not really. No. They asked me if I
heard of the game.
I watched it, and I said I lived it.
I lived it.
Yeah. I was the star of that show, actually, in my own universe.
Mm-hmm.
So probably not. I would think that would be. I mean, it could happen. You never say never, but probably not. Anything else we need to talk about?
I don't think so. Is there something missing?
No, I think we did a fantastic job.
Nice.
What's the timer at?
Yeah, we're good.
1 hour and 3 minutes.
Oh, I mean,
it's fine.
Yeah, sure.
That's a lot. That's a lot of free entertainment. Did anybody listen to the Howard Stern Kamala interview?
No,
I did. It was good.
How was it? Was it good?
Yeah, it was good. He said that his mother was really proud that he was interviewing the vice president, and he interviewed Biden like the month before, so a couple months before. So anyway, so she gave a shout out to his mother, Ray, and Howard's like, "Oh yeah, she's so high on morphine, she doesn't know what's going on anyway." she was like, "Oh," like didn't know quite how to respond to that.
I mean, what are you gonna say?
Okay, there's nothing to. I mean, like, oh, okay, yeah. Anyway, it was funny. All right, thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bread's done.